Hey, you ever wonder how in the world that other investor bought the property that you were making an offer on, like seemingly right out from underneath you? Or how they got it for so cheap? Well, stay tuned regularly and you'll know exactly what they're doing and saying so that you can improve your process and better serve your clients so you can close more deals. And in this video, we'll take a peek behind the curtain of a real life seller lead call. We'll expose the best kept secrets surrounding seller lead conversations as our experts at Real Estate Funnel Systems work one on one with both new and seasoned real estate investors across the country.
I can go.
Let's go.
So great appointment on Sunday. Made the offer there. Um,
On the spot.
Asked on the spot. Asked him, if everything's good, what would stop you from saying yes today? And he said, "Well, I got to talk to my wife." So wife wasn't there, and I got an email from him yesterday that I've been kind of sitting on. He wants to kind of negotiate some of the terms, and he's not coming out and saying what that is. So I'm kind of drafting up an email like, you know, more or less like, what are you thinking? What, tell me what you want here, like instead of
Help me help you.
right. Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. He's asking for things, he's saying, could we, have more money down? Could I counter offer some of the terms? Can you adjust the sale price? So he's just kind of like throwing all these things at me. And I'm like, man, just like, I want to go to him and be like, bottom line me, what are you asking here? So that's what I'm dealing with right now on mine.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad we're talking about it because this is a good moment, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
So
And I had great rapport with the guy, and I mean, it was just, and yeah, so I feel like we got something cooking here.
What offer did you make, and why did you make the offer you made?
So we're buying the property subject to his existing financing. It's been a rental, so he likes the idea of, still keeping the property as an investment. We talked about, disadvantages to capital gains and whatnot. And then we were putting another note in place for his equity. So, all that was established even before the initial meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of walked in with those things already in play. And so he had to get some numbers, verify some numbers for me before we even had the appointment. So he had some, updated figures and things like that. The neighborhood's a little weird in terms of comps, and age of homes are all across the board. So it was, kind of based off of what I saw, what he saw, things like that. And he didn't say no to the offer. It was just like, hey, I need to talk to my wife. So I kept it at that. And I'm like, okay, well, great. Thinking, it would have been great if his wife was there, if she's a decision maker and all that, but she was not. So, but the fact that he reached out to me again, I mean, to me, that's a great sign.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like obviously it's not, something he's going to walk away from.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So did you like write an offer and submit it to him though?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
You did. Okay.
I did. Yeah.
And when you do that, do you let him know in that setting, like, hey, this is negotiable. I'm just putting this to paper so we have something to start with, or walk me through that moment.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't, because he didn't say no. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I was just now he's reaching out, wanting to negotiate and things like that.
But just so everybody on the call is clear, everything but a yes is a what?
A no.
No.
Okay. Everything but a yes is a no. So now get used to that. No's are not bad. Okay?
Right.
So most of the time when we have this moment, we're like, well, okay, so no, bad. No. We want no's. We work through no's. We make no's yeses. Like so everybody calm with that, right? But if he didn't say yes, he said no. Okay? Because now he wants to talk about different terms,
Right.
right? Which is great. Okay?
Right.
This is so now we're in the discussion, right? So now are his terms in the ballpark of your offer?
He's not using numbers or anything like that. He's just asking if these types of things are possible.
Oh. Okay.
Right.
And
Yeah. So it's like, okay, well, tell me what you're thinking here. I almost don't want to put it in an email. I almost want to get him on the phone. And I mean, wouldn't you agree?
always.
Yeah. I
Stay
mean,
out of
it's
email.
so
Emails
like I'm
for
looking at
legal reasons. You guys like
right. Right.
emails, legal documentation. So like just you on negotiating like this, you want this always to be as verbal as you can get it, and then summarize with an email.
Right.
Right. Off record.
That's good. I like
How
that.
are we gonna do this? That's always how it needs to go, guys. Because context we lose with emails, and how often do you type something and then how it's read is different just because they're in a different energy state. They're frustrated and they read it with a frustrating tone, and they're like, and when your tone was like freaking happy music, like, damn
right.
it. Okay.
Right.
It totally changes everything. So, dude, I've been the victim of that so many, times where you just like, ugh. And how many times do you not know that you were the victim of it because they use other excuses. So anyways, get it. So the email should only be to connect to the phone or in person, and preferably in person.
Right. Okay.
I mean, like, you don't have to do it in person, but like, to me, that's where I'm the most effective, is when I'm eye to eye. That's when the connections are made. That's when it's just like your body, like there's so much to be won from me. Like, that's to me, like, step into my arena. All right. Come to home turf.
Right.
There we go. Look at that. Thank you, Cody. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
That's a way to lighten the mood.
The little sick dude. But you know what I'm saying? So that's how. Now, of course, I don't force it, and it's not like do or die for me to be in person, but like, that's always what I'm pushing for. I'm always going to try to be in my arena, in my zone, in my strength, right? So for me, that's in person, and largely that should be the case for everybody. But then the second best is going to be the phone call, right?
Right.
And so the way I approach this moment is like, oh, man, of course. That's this is my cheesy line that I say all the time. That's one thing I love about real estate. Everything's negotiable. Welcome to the table, dude. Yeah, what do you got in mind? What's going to make the deal done? Okay. And usually I have set the stage with like, hey, whenever I make an offer, this is what why I asked earlier, when you make your offer, when you put something in writing, you got to make sure that they know that there's round corners on this contract. Like, this shit's negotiable right here. Because you don't want any one thing that is flexible to be a deal breaker. They just like, no, you wrote that, and so like, I can't close on that day. I need to close on this day, and so no, you're like, no, dude, no, hold on. That's all negotiable. This is down payment, like, like whatever. We can talk about everything. Okay. Now, certain things we have more leeway than other things.
Right.
So what's important to you?
Right.
Okay. Where there's a will, there's a way. That's my attitude. Let's get into this. Okay. But that doesn't mean that I roll over and here you go, anything you want. No, it's an attitude. It's a resourcefulness.
Okay. I
That's
like
what
that.
rubs off, you guys. You have to understand that that's what I'm doing. It's a resourcefulness, it's a mindset, it's an attitude, it's a of course we're a deal maker. That's my job. I'm here to make a deal. If I can just shave here and then pull it back over here, we know, like, we can adjust terms so it's like a net even. You give take here, give take there. Oh shit, we're at a net even again, right? Then we adjusted things, but it pencils out the same. That's what we love about real estate, right? Or you can go really soft in one spot, right? So anyways, so that's my cheesy term, like, hey, whenever I write an offer, I just always want you to know that we can negotiate on anything here. Okay? That's one thing I love about real estate, is that it's all negotiable. So I don't want anything, one set of terms here to necessarily freak you out, and know that this is the starting point. Okay? So here you go. Here's my offer. Because I don't want my own offer to hang me.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No, I didn't do that.
Right. Okay. So now, and the other thing is, like, if you put in your offer and then you don't know, they're doing a good job of wood face and they have another offer that they're talking to, and now you're in writing and they're in writing and they matched up, and you lost just by inches. Huh. Oh, no way, dude. That sucks. Right. So
Right.
therefore, again, like, hey, if you don't like anything here, or if I'm measuring up against anything, tell me. I'm flexible. Like, I play to win. So let me know what I'm competing against. That doesn't mean that I'm gonna win, but I want to know if I can win.
Okay.
So
Appreciate that. Yeah. No, that's great.
yep, that's the preface there. So now, as you go into it, so the answer, obviously, hey, yeah, everything's flexible. And more if you need to expand on this, like, this is the part of the jujitsu, is how you roll out of and don't get stuck and choked out on any of these negotiations, is like, well, hey, on the price, I can move a little bit on the price, as an example. On the earnest money deposit is, tell them where you can be more flexible and where you can't be. Right? I'm always like, timeline, I can be flexible, real flexible on timeline. Right? That's the spot where I can really flex hard. Right? Moving help, all this shit, like, I can flex hard here. Right? But I'm usually get my offer, I tell them, like, I'm putting my best foot forward. I can negotiate on my offer price, but like, inches here. Like, I can't just jump mile. Right? That's how that goes.
Right.
Otherwise, like, what am I doing? I'm not putting my best foot forward for you guys. Look at me in the eye. I'm putting my best foot forward. I pull that card.
Okay. I like that. All right.
So yeah, and especially if you have them in good rapport standing and they're not talking to somebody else, which they're usually not always, obviously, but they're usually not talking to somebody else. Like, you got them. Like, this is all
Right.
perfect. Putty in our hands. Let's go make it right. How do we need to make it right? My job is to be flexible, to as flexible as possible, to make this deal work. So let's go. Right.
Okay.
And then bam, you got this.